Hello everyone, my name is Banks and welcome back to Let's Play Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we will be continuing in the fourth case of the game, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow, Trial Part 1. Alright, November 2nd, 8:56 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. There's that old familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse. And the added pressure of everything else. Yeah. Actually, no, it's a little different today. There's an even more menacing tension in the air. There is a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't there? I suppose... Yes, I think so. It can only be the result of the menacing appearance of the defendants. Wow. Calling him out. He's right there. He can hear you. A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my, I do apologize. Why do y'all think it's okay to always talk about him when he's right there? However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy to the details, however. I understand that no jury has been selected. Oh, no jury. I'm okay with that if it means I don't gotta deal with voicing all those people. It's only a judge that we gotta convince then. Like old school style. A trial without a jury? Well, that's just like the trial of the professor 10 years ago. A closed court. Good morning, my dear fellows. Mr. Holmes, your hair's back to normal, thank goodness. Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Nodohodo? An outright victory for science, you must agree. Yeah, I noticed it immediately. It was never a very bright blonde anyway, so it looks fine. It's almost grayish. To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, well... I completely forgot about your little hair problem. Ha! What to one man is a little hair problem, is to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. It was rough. You have no idea how my stomach ails me this morning. I spent 2 hours on the loo. Oh dear, how awful for you. I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Holmes. You could have just done a wig or something. And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. What are you looking at? He is not full of vim. And are you? Is this the first time I've really seen them like face to face interacting like this? I think it is. Like they probably spoke before during a trial very minorly, but like very minimally, I should say, not minorly. But this looks interesting to see them next to each other like that. Huh. And are you? I see London's celebrated great detective is as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow. Compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases, the Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black roots of crime in our capital. And whilst I may not agree with your methods, you're pretty much calling him the Reaper, but we know he's not, so that's kind of rude. There is at least one point on which I would readily commend you. What an honor. And that would be your eye for a good lawyer, sir. Oh, well, thanks, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes, I'm blushing. After all, behind this lawyer there is a very great mind. My own. Oh, never mind. I thought he was genuinely complimenting Naruhodo, but no, should have known better. Sherlock, how could you? What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. Okay, who's this? Sorry to barge in. Oh. Aw, Gina. Oh. And of course, Mikotoba. Gina. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think she's normally with that on her arm, but it makes sense if it's a mourning band. Yeah. Aw. What's that on her arm? It's a mourning band, I suppose. Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium? It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come along with the police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming student in action. I shall be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Odo. Oh, yes, Gina. Why'd you agree to this, huh? Why'd you take him on? This Reaper bloke. Everyone says it was him. It was him what killed the boss. But Gina, you were also in his position. You know what it's like to have all this evidence stacked against you and still be innocent, so come on. I'm sorry, Gina, but I just don't believe that. But if it weren't him, who was it? I don't know that yet. I don't care who calls him what. The Reaper's just a name. He's just a person at the end of the day. And if it turns out it was him what killed the boss, then God help him. Aw, little pouty, angry face. Fiery eyes indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing. At least, that may be some solace to the deceased. Please, Otto. Get whoever did this. For the boss. Oh, Gina. I ain't feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you've got to find who done this and make the wretch pay. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court will be in session shortly. Make your way into the courtroom at once, please. All right, then. Here we go. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. Lord Von Zeeks. No Iris. Well, we had a full house here, though. One who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. One who lost his treasured father in a foreign court of law. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. All that misfortune, all that pain, on course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. And whatever truth is revealed, we're going to have to look it straight in the eye. Okay. Now it's 9:20 a.m. in the Old Bailey courtroom. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here to conduct the fair and just trial of the defendant Baroque von Zieks. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin? The defense is ready, my lord. Oh, there you are. Oh, you look so good. You look so good standing there. Yeah. So happy you no longer have amnesia and you're no longer all covered up with that cloak and mask. Gotta show off that sexy bod, man. Look at those arms. Such a handsome fellow. Damn. Damn. Binks thirsting over Kazuma. And Ryunosuke's like, hey, back off. Back off, witch. She's mine. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know. Oh, wrong voice, Binks. I'm so flustered. The prosecution is more than ready. Oh, Kazuma-sama. I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long. It feels. But I never pictured it happening like this. I never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench. The so-called Reaper of the Bailey has been a scourge like no other, undermining Her Majesty's justice system. Today we must uncover the truth behind this scourge. In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder. The truth revealed by these proceedings may have unpredictable repercussions through the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial, with no members of the public present. By Her Majesty's direct orders. How will that work, my lord? The burden of all arbitration and adjudication falls on my shoulders. Therefore, as you will see, the jurors' bench shall remain vacant today. Yay, Binks doesn't have to voice a whole ton of people. Very happy. If no members of the public are present, might I ask who is currently occupying the gallery, my lord? We are members of the judiciary, here to witness proceedings and ensure an equitable trial. Members of the judiciary? Oh my, this is a very unusual trial already. There is, of course, another unprecedented aspect to these proceedings on which I must elaborate. The counsels for the prosecution and the defense are both aliens. That term always throws me off whenever I hear it. They're aliens, they're from another planet. Are both aliens of Great Britain. Could have just said foreigners, but sure. I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes. And as I stand here in this courtroom now, I'm quite certain. This is the reason why I had to come to Britain. Kazuma? Very well, let us commence proceedings. Prosecutor Asogi, your opening statement, if you please. Certainly, my lord. So formal. Gentlemanly. The incident took place on the 1st of November at just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location was a building of flats on Fresno Street on the outskirts of the city. The victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rental property. Yes, Inspector Tobias Gregson, a name very well known, indeed, to this court. Not least for his miraculous resolution of one of this country's grimmest cases 10 years ago. The Professor case. How sure are you about the time of the incident? Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot, and all have reported the same time. Yes, that's what Gina told us too. There were a number of witnesses. I have here a plan of the room. The victim was found curled up in one corner. It's believed that he was shot from the front at point-blank range and died instantly. How has the range been determined? There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder hot enough to leave scorch marks is only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. In other words, it only happens when the target is at point-blank range. I see, yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Counsel. Okay. The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim. And have you managed to ascertain the owner of this firearm? No, my lord. Not conclusively. Bravo, Kazuma-sama. For not trying to use the gun as evidence when its provenance can't be proven. Furthermore, my lord, as I've explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. There is a candelabrum mounted on that wall, and the chip of one of the candles in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile. We noticed that too, didn't we? Yes, that's right. Thank you for the thorough report, Counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me. You will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please. As you wish, my lord. Okay. Is this Fresno Street room Inspector Gregson's private abode? No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Hugh Boone. But there is precious little furniture inside, and it is generally in a poor state of repair. Oh, that's your thinking pose? It's been so long since we've really seen him, like, so it's gonna be interesting to see any little gestures and stuff he does. So what on earth was Gregson even doing there? Presumably, he was investigating some case or other. When a policeman was informed of the gunshot from the witnesses and rushed to the scene, he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside holding the revolver. How much time passed between when the gunshot went off and when they found Van Zeek's? Like, wouldn't it have taken a while for them to run, get a policeman, have the policeman run up? Like, what? They just thought Van Zeek's was just standing there holding the gun that whole time like an idiot? You know what I mean? Like, that seems kind of dumb. Like, he's just like, bloop, bloop, I just killed a man. I'm just gonna stand here waiting to get arrested. I'm very curious to see a good timeline of events. I want to know how long everything took. The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot. So the details of the case are clear. In that case, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. A name, please, Gensel. Naturally, the accused himself. Oh. Oh, that's bold. Okay. Lord von Zieks? As a prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office he's taken and will be compelled to tell the truth. Very well. Let the defendant take the witness stand. I mean, I appreciate it. So I think the defendants should be allowed to take the stand more often. Although I understand why a lot of times they don't want them to. So, witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Baroque von Zieks, Old Bailey prosecutor. I presume, Lord von Zieks, that you heard Prosecutor Asogi's opening presses? I did. It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested by the arriving police officer. Can you confirm this? Yes, my lord. Then I'm sure the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, why you were there in the room on Fresno Street at the time in question. Yeah. And what exactly took place. I intend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth. I must say, Lord von Zieks, I never imagined this day would come. Or rather, I didn't want to imagine it would come. But since you became known as the Reaper, a part of me has been dreading it. Your formal testimony then, witness. The facts of the incident. I was investigating Gregson. Oh? They weren't working together? Uh-oh. And my inquiries had led me to that address. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. Well, okay, so maybe he thought Gregson was acting a little suspicious because we know that he didn't know that Gregson cared for him still and trusted in him and was loyal, right? But Gregson apparently had some kind of like special treatment going on. So I still think maybe Gregson was trying to prove that Von Zieks wasn't the Reaper. And he was like trying to track down the real Reaper but in the process it looks like he made Von Zieks suspicious of him. Damn. So maybe, yeah, Von Zieks probably thought Gregson was the Reaper then. Oh man, and he was just trying to help you, bro. Trying to clear your name, trying to protect you and Gina, probably. Oh, that's so sad if that's true. I'm just kind of like mentally thinking maybe that's a possibility. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. It was dark? So the candles were not lit then. Huh. A moment later I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Just as I... Why? You really did pull an Edgeworth. You see a gun and you just pick it up? Why? Why do y'all do this? Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, a door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. I'm sorry, if I hear a gunshot happen right near me, I'm gonna like duck for cover. Or like try to look and see who's doing the shooting and then run for cover or try to fight them off just to make sure they're not shooting at me. You know what I mean? Like, where's your self-preservation instinct. Instead, you're just not even looking around to try to find the kid. I know it's dark, but your first thing is, oh, let me pick up the gun. Okay, but maybe you're thinking, oh, there's the gun. Maybe I can take it away from the killer. Or, oh, a weapon to protect myself, because I guess he's saying in his mind, in the back of his mind, oh, I don't have a weapon because he said, like, he misplaced his, right? That's the only defense that can pop up in my head, is the only reason why I would kind of be like, okay, that's why I would pick up the gun. It's like, if they dropped it, then they don't have it in their hands anymore, and I can have it and take it away from them. But the person could still be right there in front of you. Kinda risky. I would try to run away first. I'll be like, get the F out of there. Ooh. It's not actual critiquing, just like, just what I would do. Like, fight or flight, for me, flight is first. Depending on the situation. Like, if you know you can't run away or get away, then be like, no, you gotta fight. Plus, with my feet problems and all that, I probably wouldn't be able to get far, so I guess I would have to fight. I'd have to fight. If you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna make you work hard for it. I'm not going down without a fight. That testimony was the whole truth? It was. So, you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. And moments later a corpse somehow appeared before your eyes, is that it? You're right. You haven't explained away anything. In fact, that would barely qualify as an excuse. I thought you were my mute apprentice. I liked you better like that. Oh, y'all really fighting. He's like, let's take it outside. Let's go. It turns out you have a way with words, Prosecutor Asogi. There's all this tension between them. Oh my. I remember I made the joke when we first met the apprentice, and I was like, is this a ship? A new ship? Yeah, I hate ship, apparently. You guys are already hating each other. Oh no. I bet you people ship it. Of course, I don't know the resolution of things yet, but I bet you people ship it. Oh, an OT3 with them and Ryunosuke? Oh, scandalous. Or OT4 with them, Ryunosuke, and Hairbrain, because we know Hairbrain and Von Zeeks are so cute together. Oh, sorry. I like Von Zeeks and Hairbrain so much though that I'm just like, no, two couples. That's so cute. Like I can't separate them. It would appear to be a singular tale indeed. Singular isn't the word. It's laughable. What's got into Kazuma? He's not behaving like himself at all. Well, he's clearly very bitter, and he hates Von Zeek, so... Very well then. Counsel, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. It's like, Kazuma, you're acting... Oh, you look so good in that. Okay, Kazuma, you're acting like a douchey prosecutor. No, what's happened to you, my baby? No, don't do this. Don't be like this. The facts of the incident. Alright, let's press, because I'm curious. Hold it! You were investigating the inspector? What on earth for? Oh. Oh, come on! I'm not at liberty to say. Sorry? I identified a distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in a case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed. Is the court to understand, then, that on the day in question you followed the victim to the scene? No. I was privy to his movements in advance. How? I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. Oh, damn. The address on Fresno Street was noted in the 5 p.m. entry. You illegally entered the man's office. In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offense. As it does in Great Britain, I assure you. Is that not the case, Lord Von Zieks? I was aware of the possible consequences. So, in summary, you were investigating the victim. And yet you refused to tell the court why. I didn't realize British prosecutors enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath. Why did I ever think I could defend this man? Yikes. Yeah, that doesn't look good. It was dark? What about the candelabrum then? That means it was already hit then. So here's what I was already thinking, because time of death has only been established by the gunshots, right? But it's more than possible that he was already dead, right? That maybe the killer somehow was standing somewhere nearby or had something set up, or I don't know. Did something so that he already had killed him when nobody was around or something, or somehow muffled it. I don't know. Something somehow killed him silently. I don't know. And then once Von Zieks was there, did a gunshot at the candelabrum, but it was already dark. I think what throws me off with the candelabrum, I don't know if that's going to be a point that we're going to talk about later, is the levels that they're at. Because I've been thinking this for a while. Like, this was shot off when the candle was really high up still. But these clearly melted away past that point, right? So I'm kind of like, did that person light them after this was shot? Or, like, what's going on? Or was it the cops who lit it because they had to light the room? And they just haven't said that? I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be important. Let's see. Had you ever been to the address before? No, never. I only learned of the place as a result of my investigations into Gregson's activities. There was no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything. But at 5 p.m. the sun would only just have gone down. It would still have been reasonably light outside. The room has a window, but it was boarded shut. Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it was extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim was already lying on the floor. There was no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure? I'm quite sure that the part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, so there was a little light. That explains how he saw the gun, then. There is a small desk in the room just here. It's a really big room, at least from this image. Yes, I remember. and there was an oil lamp on it, as well as the framed photograph. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started towards the desk to investigate. And what did you find? Nothing. I never actually reached the desk. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Hold it! Okay. So, who fired the gun? Where did you hear the sound from? I have no idea. I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you say it was very dark in there? You didn't hear anybody else run, like, to leave the room, so where was this gunshot coming from? Like in the room, the next room over, or what? Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is I didn't sense another's presence. Aha, then could it be the gunshot? See, okay, me and Ryunosuke are kind of trying to figure this out, like we're like thinking along the same way, but the main issue is the bullet trajectory, right? The whole... We know he was shot point blank. And we know that a bullet hit the candelabrum. And they're gonna say, oh, that's why it can't be. But if they shot twice, right? If they killed him earlier and then shot from outside later just to get witnesses, that has to be it. The gunshot actually originated from somewhere outside the room. No, that's out of the question. Oh. Oh. You could smell? Okay. Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder. Where the hell? Is there like a hidden doorway? Oh, we have the key, right? We have like the little figure, right? Causes a key-like shaft to pop out. There must be a hidden room. Was there anything else in that room that would have led us to like a hidden door or something? There must be. Something. Okay. Ugh, this is going from bad to worse. And you say that's the point at which you noticed the revolver on the floor? Correct. And I foolishly picked it up. That was carelessness on my part. Yeah, you pulled an Edgeworth, we know. Presumably then, the gunshot you heard came from the firearm that you somewhat hastily took in your hands. No, I have a feeling that gun was already planted there, or maybe that was the gun that was used to kill him, right? And then dumped there. But then a different gun was the one that the gunshot was heard from. In point of fact, my lord, I believe it did not. What? The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and there was no smell of spent powder. Yeah, okay. No, the play! Ryunosuke, no! Why? Why did you do the play? This was a good point that he just pointed out. Come on, man. But then, where on earth is the gun that was fired? With the killer, yeah. Whilst I would like to oblige you with an answer, I'm afraid I can't. I too would dearly like to know that. Okay, the door flew open. I guess we having to press on everything just because we really need more information at this point, and I don't really see anything clear to like present on. A man, you say? One of the witnesses, I presume? That's right. One of the street merchants working on Fresno Street. Who are these merchants? A number of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the boarded window of the crime scene. How convenient. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They've all given statements saying they heard the gunshot. And without thought of danger, they ran inside to see what had happened, which also was kind of foolish of them. You hear a gunshot, you run towards it instead of away? Sus. I'm just saying.
Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she?
They burst through the door with some force, it would seem. They did, and almost gave me a heart attack in the process.
But you're supposed to be the Reaper.
He's still a human! The first man to come in immediately noticed a revolver in my hand and fled. Oh, now the man had some common sense about, oh shoot, that guy's got a gun. A policeman patrolling... No, wrong voice. Banks, come on. A policeman patrolling on Fresno Street heard the commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred. Anyway, the man screamed, drew my attention in that direction. I guess if all the witnesses burst into the room, then even if he had wanted to flee, he probably couldn't. Because they all saw him. Damn, bad luck, bro. Alright, it was only then that the body of Gregson appeared before me. Damn.
Hold it!
Might as well press, because I really don't know what to present at this point.
What do you mean by that? In what way did the body appear?
Did it come from like a hidden passageway? I honestly can't explain it, but it's the truth. As far as I was concerned, the body hadn't been there until that point, and then suddenly, there it was. And also, maybe it has to do with the positioning he's in, the whole curled up thing. A little weird, right?
Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling to the ground just beforehand?
At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first. Nothing more. Ah, that man. He covered up any other useful information by all that noise he made.
I see.
After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson. Most curious circumstances indeed. How the inspector was killed, or how his body seemed to appear out of nowhere. I have no idea.
Objection!
Okay. Well, looks like we did have to press everything. Surely the court has heard enough. My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused, Barak von Zieks, is lying on multiple fronts. Ooh. New music. Ooh. Okay. Damn. Very dramatic. Almost spooky. Gothic. Like it.
What is that supposed to mean?
Good gracious, counsel. What sick beats you have. Oh, okay. Little throwback in there. Little of a Sogi's theme in there. The defendant is lying, you say? Cool. Nice. I like it. I like it. In his testimony just now, he claims that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark. That's correct. No, that's impossible. As proven by this candelabrum. Yeah. That's the thing, right? The candelabrum is still throwing me off.
How does that prove anything?
If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it has been blown off by a powerful impact.
One would assume that the projectile from the firearm passed through the victim and struck the candle.
The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly of a different length. Exactly! Okay, we're on the same page. I do want an explanation for that. I know Von Zieks can't be lying, so what the hell happened? Unless the wall that's on is, like, part of the, like, it spins around. And is that on the same wall, like, next to the body? Like, that's the portion where maybe it spun around and, like, brought the body forward? Like, on the other side is another room where the actual murder occurred, and that's where the person also did the gunshot from to attract the witnesses? Like, if you grab and check out that candelabrum, like, is that where you had to turn the hole? Like, the key? I don't know. It's too soon, but that's what I feel like we're building up towards. I'm so glad that me and Kazuma are on the same page with the candelabra. I'm glad it didn't take forever to get to this point.
Yes, I can see that only the candle that appears to have been struck by the bullet is long.
You could reasonably expect someone to have lit all three candles together. Which begs the question of why only one has ended up longer than the others, yeah.
That must be because that particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning. Ah!
That's right. When the candle was hit by the bullet, it obviously went out. But the other two candles would still have been burning, so the fact is... the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the candelabrum. And the accused's claim that he couldn't see the body clearly contradicts those facts. Von Zieks, don't do that pose. I know you're probably shocked, but like, calm down. It makes you look shady. And now to the next lie.
There's more?
The accused also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before. Oh? What lie? What are we going with here? I don't know. That's the truth. In that almost empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. A board, covered from top to bottom in police documents and newspaper cuttings. Yeah?
Yes, that's right. We saw it too.
It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, they include a number of reports from various historical cases, the oldest of which was from 10 years ago.
10 years ago? This is starting to sound familiar.
I really love this song, man. Damn. Is this like Kazuma's prosecutor theme then? And there is a common thread linking all of the documents on that board, the professor.
Indeed. What is this common thread, Counsel?
They all relate to cases prosecuted in court by Barak von Zieks. No. Just because of that doesn't mean it was him. Like I was saying, this has to be that Gregson was the one who rented the room then. Gregson was the one who was doing the investigation, trying to find the Reaper. And I think he recruited or was somehow working with the warder guy. Did the warder guy kill him? But why would he? If I thought maybe they were working together, but maybe not? I mean, he had to have still had a job to provide for his family. I don't know.
All of them?
And furthermore, all those cases are ones in which the defendant was acquitted.
Good lord.
Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today, because all of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper.
Ah.
Oh no. In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout and his base of operations.
The Reaper's hideout.
And yet the Reaper would claim never to have been to his own secret hideout? No one would believe that. No, the truth is, we've been looking at this backwards.
Backwards? Explain, Counsel.
Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. Okay, you're right about that. It's so funny how they're like circling so close to the truth, but they're just a little off, you know? When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. Unless the warder guy is the Reaper? I don't know. I don't know. How's he making money, though? As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand.
What?
I mean, you're really close, Kazuma. You're a little off, but you're close. In certain aspects.
Order, order, order. Very well, I hereby state the current opinion of the court. Baroque van Zieks is an outstanding prosecutor who has rendered great service to his country. However, it is with deep regret that I must concur with Prosecutor Sergi's contention that the defendant's testimony exhibits a number of stark inconsistencies with the known facts. All I have done is state the truth as I know it. Kazuma's done a brilliant job as ever. He's drawing on his experience as a defense attorney to build his prosecution case. And it's formidable. Counsel, you will submit the board that you just showed the court as evidence. I believe it to be fundamental in establishing the facts surrounding the Reaper's existence.
Thank you, my lord. Okay, freestanding notice board, completely covered in notes and articles relating to victims of the Reaper of the Bailey. And now the prosecution would like to call new witnesses to the stand. Before I end the episode, I want to look through any new evidence we got. Autopsy. British time of death. Wait, coroner Maria Gorey? Maria Gorey. Huh, funny. Who's that? New autopsy? New coroner, I guess. Victim was shot in the chest at close range from the front, resulting in instant death. Scorch marks at point of entry. The bullet exited the body from behind. Caliber of the gun used matches that of standard issue firearms for members of the judiciary. Okay. This is just the crime scene floor plan. Yeah, that's the same wall. It doesn't look like a normal... Like, the shape of it looks kind of... Well, I guess it's at a... It could be an angle. It's like a right angle. Like almost like, you know, when they have revolving walls, secret walls, they're usually like a fireplace or like a corner, like a triangle shape. So maybe it is that whole like section. It's kind of weird though. And then isn't there windows right next to it though? I don't know. I don't know. Feels strange. Feels strange. Little sus. Especially if it's like facing the outside. Like you would think it would be, if it's a secret room, that it would face more inside the building, like near the fireplace or something. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Just trying to think of how he could just appear out of nowhere. He didn't hear him falling. Could he rise up? I didn't look at the floor very well. I don't think they let us. There are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here, aren't there?
This paper from 10 years ago is browning with age, look.
Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here.
Oh, it's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Holmes had picked out.
What does that have to do with the Reaper, though? And do you remember, there was a red hair piece at the scene, too? Yeah, which is strange.
Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League, then?
I don't know. Oh! What's this? What's this, then, eh? A hand? A bloody handprint? Oh, what's this? Mr. Naruhodo, look!
Oh yes, it's a smudge of some kind. In fact, looks just like a handprint.
And the color! That's blood, isn't it? Oh dear, how disturbing. Oh, here we go. Huh. Okay, okay, okay. Anything else about the board? No, I guess not. Bloody. Now, the board was over here, so maybe that's where the fake wall is? That would mean... like, Gregson touched it after he got shot? No, because didn't they say he would have died? Oh, man. I don't know. Or maybe the killer got blood on their hands, and then they touched it? Oh, that's a sad picture. Alright, I don't really know. But anyway, I think we will leave this right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye.